Congratulations on your purchase of the Pioneer 202 metal detector from Bounty Hunter. Metal detecting is a hobby for all ages and can be enjoyed in all areas of the country. You'll find it to be an educational and a scientific activity. It's an outdoor activity that can be great fun for the whole family. The Pioneer 202 is a professional detector with features like digital displays, notching capability, and superior depth detection, which are typically found on detectors costing 2 to 3 times the price of your Bounty Hunter model. Metal detecting is one of America's fastest growing hobbies. If you are new to the activity, we hope that you will view this tape in its entirety to fully understand the detector's operation and to get the most enjoyment possible from your Bounty Hunter metal detector. In this video, we will review metal detecting concepts and terminology, types of metals, the features and operation of the Bounty Hunter Pioneer 202, troubleshooting advice, metal detection applications, and also in the field tips and techniques. Hello, I'm Tom Walsh, President of First Texas Products, home of the Bounty Hunter metal detector. We are proud of the products we manufacture and have enclosed this video with your Pioneer 202 to make your metal detecting and treasure hunting outings the very best experience possible. Now, before you take your detector out for the first time, you may want to demonstrate it indoors, just as I'm about to do here. If you do, please keep a few things in mind. First, this search coil creates a magnetic field. As such, many appliances in your home can and will interfere with this magnetic field. Household appliances emit electromagnetic fields. TV sets and lighting fixtures are the worst culprits. This electromagnetic interference inside your home can cause your detector to chatter or beep erratically. If this happens, there's nothing wrong with your detector. Just turn the sensitivity down just a little bit until the chatter stops. If the chatter continues at even low sensitivity settings, start turning off appliances and lights in your home until you find the source of the interference. Secondly, metal objects in your home can interfere with your demonstration. Most floors contain metal, so don't place coins on the floor and try to detect them. You may instead detect the metal reinforcing bars in the floor. Remember, your detector will probably behave erratically if you try to detect coins on the floor of your home. We suggest you try that demonstration in the backyard. Now, the very best way to demonstrate your detector indoors is to have one person hold and operate the detector while someone else passes metal objects over the search coil. Tables, chairs, and walls can also contain metal, so if you do a tabletop demonstration, let the search coil extend over the table's edge, away from chairs and walls. And with the tabletop demonstration, also keep the search coil at least 3 feet above the ground. So with that in mind, let's demonstrate the features of the Bounty Hunter Pioneer 202. For our demonstration, we will start with these objects: a small nail, a screwdriver, a large iron pickaxe, a pull tab from a beverage can, a small piece of foil, 2 pennies, one an older penny. Pennies minted before 1982 were made of copper, and the second a newer penny. Post-1982 pennies are made of zinc. A nickel, dime, quarter, and a silver dollar. We will start with the all metals mode. If we want the detector to emit a tone in the presence of any type of metal, this all metals mode will do just that. We first position the disc notch knob in the furthest counterclockwise position. Then turn the detector on. I will now pass 3 different objects over the search coil: a nickel, a gold ring, and a quarter. While each object induced a sound, notice that each object induced a different tone. The nickel, a low tone; the gold ring, a medium tone; and the quarter, a high tone. In the all metals mode, even a small piece of foil will induce a tone. When passing objects over the search coil, a slow level sweeping motion is required. Also, coins should be swept with the flat surface parallel to the coil. This is how you will find them buried in the ground, so your Pioneer 202 has been programmed to recognize them in this manner. Also, motion over the coil is required. If you hold an object still over the coil, they will not be detected. The Pioneer 202 has 4 modes of operation. You may ask, Why do I need different modes of operation? There are very good reasons depending on the application. We will explain these in detail later, but for the moment, we will simply demonstrate each mode. We have just finished demonstrating the all-metal mode. Next is the discrimination mode. By discriminate, we mean to eliminate from detection certain types of objects. To enter the discrimination mode from the all-metals mode, we simply turn the disc notch knob to the right. As indicated on the faceplate, we move from the all-metals mode into discrimination. With the use of the disc notch knob, we will now progressively discriminate out different, less desirable objects. In this initial setting, notice that I detect this small nail. As I move the disc notch knob to the right, I now reach a point where I have eliminated from detection the nail, yet I still pick up a larger iron object like this screwdriver. Next, I'm going to discriminate out the screwdriver. I again turn the disc notch knob to the right until the screwdriver has been eliminated from detection. Yet I still detect larger iron objects like this pickaxe. With all three objects, these were all made of iron. Notice that the Pioneer 202 has this unique three-level iron discrimination capability. With this feature, you can eliminate small iron objects like nails, but still detect larger, valuable iron relics. Continuing to discriminate, notice that our current setting still detects the pull tab. But by turning the knob further, we then eliminate this bothersome object from detection. Next, let's knock out the recent vintage zinc penny. By turning the disc notch knob to a certain setting, we no longer detect newer zinc pennies, yet we still pick up the older copper pennies with the high tone. As we progressively discriminate items out, notice that discrimination is a fixed start point system. As we move to higher levels of discrimination, we cumulatively eliminate all lower level items. If we wish to, on the other hand, selectively discriminate out items within the metal spectrum, we use the notch mode of operation. Simply press the notch touchpad, and we are in the notch mode of operation. To demonstrate this mode, I will first set the disc notch all the way at the bottom position, and then I will take this newer zinc penny, and I will turn the disc notch control until I have completely discriminated out this zinc penny. Yet I still pick up the valuable older copper pennies, the lower tone nickels, and more valuable items like quarters. For easier functionality, to automatically notch out the most common troublesome trash items, press the Auto Notch touchpad. In the Auto Notch mode, the disc notch knob no longer has a function. The Auto Notch automatically notches out most pull tabs, but still detects the lower tones like nickels and the higher tones like a dime. Now that we know how to operate a bounty hunter, a brief explanation of metal detecting and of metals is in order. First, the outside loop of the search coil creates a magnetic field. As metal objects pass through this magnetic field, they either disrupt or reflect the magnetic field. Different types of metal and different size objects have their own characteristic disruptive signature that is received by the inside loop and then transferred to the detector's microprocessor for interpretation. Now, let's refer to the detector's LCD display. The top scale on your detector specifically identifies many common items. First, all iron objects, regardless of size, have a low tone and light up the iron foil indicator. Foil gives the same reading. A nickel induces the same low tone, but indicates one segment to the right. Next, the pull tab. Now we hear a medium tone, and the newer post-1982 pennies, which are made of zinc, also give us a medium tone. Older copper pennies induce the high tone, as does the dime, quarter, half dollar, and finally the silver dollar. Various other objects will light up the same arrows, but are more accurately identified along the gold to silver spectrum. Let's try these objects. First, a gold ring. Second, a small gold-plated earring. This brooch, and a watch. Notice as I pass the gold ring, it lights up under where it says pull tab. However, notice this is more accurately identified in the gold range. This gold-plated earring gives a lower tone and lights up a little bit to the left. This larger object, a brooch, is probably not made of gold since it's a large object and reads more to the left. Finally, this watch is probably made of composite materials because you hear different indications to the right and to the left. It's probably made of some zinc and some silver. Finally, let's check out the depth indicator, the bottom scale on your LCD readout. The bottom display indicates the depth from the coil in inches of coin-sized objects. As I pass this quarter at different distances from the coil, notice the depth readout change.
Hi, I'm Al Kavalauskas, Vice President of Bounty Hunter Metal Detectors. You've just watched as Tom demonstrated the many features of your Pioneer 202. Next, we're going to take you into the field for some practical uses and helpful hints. But first, let's review some frequently asked questions.
When is it best to use the all-metal mode? Relic hunting, gold prospecting, cache hunting, finding property markers, lost keys, or sprinkler heads. Note, metals of the types described above will typically appear on the left side of the scale. All-metal mode is not recommended for trashy areas, such as the beach, under bleachers, or on the playground. When is it best to use the discrimination mode? Coin shooting, jewelry hunting. Discrimination mode is ideal for trashy areas. Is my metal detector waterproof? The search coil is waterproof. Your unit can be immersed in water up to the control housing, but do not immerse the control housing. During wet weather conditions, we recommend you try to cover the control housing so it does not get wet. Should your detector get wet, be sure to dry it off as soon as possible so no moisture gets into the sensitive electronics. What is ground balancing? The circuitry of your Pioneer 202 automatically adjusts itself to the constantly varying ground conditions. The amount of naturally occurring minerals in the ground changes from spot to spot. The internal microprocessor of your detector is constantly reading and averaging the mineralization of the ground you are hunting. The most difficult ground conditions to hunt are black sand, which is common to gold deposits, wet sand on the beach, the ocean surf, and the division line between wet sand and dry sand. Is there a correct way to sweep the search coil over the ground? Be sure to use a slow, even motion from side to side. Do not rock your detector. Keep it parallel to the ground. Move slowly across the ground, making sure to overlap the area you are hunting. We strongly recommend you research all your expeditions prior to hunting. The best way to prepare yourself is to visit the local library, historical site, or museum. Find out as much as you can before your trip. Was the area used as a campsite for early explorers? A home site for settlers? Was there a battle fought there? Was it an old fairground or burned down factory? By learning more about the historical events of the site, you'll have a much better understanding of what might have been left behind and what you might find. A little research will go a long way in making all your hunts enjoyable, rewarding, and educational for you and the whole family. Sweep the coil in a slow, even pattern, parallel to the ground, overlapping each pass for maximum detection. Once you've detected something, make sure it's a good target by passing over it a few times. Pinpoint the object by creating an X over it. Move slightly to the side and pass over the object again. Using the center of the small coil, visually locate the source of the sound. Also note the depth indicator so you'll know how deep to dig. Carefully remove the soil to locate your find. Congratulations! Now be sure to fill in the hole. When searching large areas, it's best to pre-plan and approach it in small steps. You will miss potential finds if you haphazardly wander through a site. Mark off the intended search area. You can use anything from sticks to rocks or stakes. For very large areas, it's best to create smaller grids inside the overall search site. Once you've mapped out your search site, it's a simple matter of methodically walking through each grid. Start in one corner of your grid and move slowly back and forth, making sure to overlap each pass. With this approach, you will have thoroughly searched every spot of the site and greatly increased your chances for success. Unfortunately, trash items sometimes fall into the same category range as treasure. Don't be discouraged when you find yourself digging up trash instead of treasure. It happens to everyone. Remember too, the maximum depth averages 6 to 10 inches for coins and 3 to 5 feet for very large objects. Only with time and practice will you begin to learn the subtle differences between trash and treasure. Remember to dig up only targets that induce a consistent, repeatable signal as you move the search coil over the same spot on the ground. If the signal does not repeat, you may have interference or be on a very trashy ground. If this is the case, put your detector in discrimination mode and increase the disk control to 100%. An occasional errant, non-repeatable signal is probably a small, irregularly shaped trash item and should be ignored. If the problem occurs repeatedly as you search, it is most likely interference and not your detector malfunctioning. Try to find the source of the interference or move to a new location. Remember to keep metal detectors at least 20 feet away from each other. Never dig near any type of utility, such as gas lines and phone lines. Always avoid potential interference problems. Stay away from overhead power lines and buried electrical lines. Remember, always sweep your detector about ½ an inch above the ground in a slow, even pattern, parallel to the ground. Do not do what this guy is doing. Bounty Hunter offers a variety of optional accessories designed to enhance your metal detecting experience. Stereo headphones with individual volume controls, increases battery life, detect faint signals and deeper objects, cut out annoying surrounding noise. Padded carrying bag with adjustable shoulder strap, protect your valuable investment. Used to transport or store your detector, comes with one outside zip pocket. Fines pouch with adjustable waist belt, used to carry your fines, also holds digging tools. 4-inch gold nugget coil, perfect for gold prospecting, coin shooting in trashy areas. Use in small, tight search areas. Narrows the detecting field. Will locate a gold ring next to a pull tab. 10-inch magnum coil, adds extra depth capability, perfect for relic and cache hunting.
Once again, congratulations on your purchase of the Bounty Hunter Pioneer 202 metal detector. Please visit us at www.detecting.com for additional information on metal detecting and on other Bounty Hunter models and accessories. Until then, happy hunting.